With overall consumer debt in Canada on the rise, it's no surprise that the Christmas season leaves some with big bills come January.
It's very easy to get into this situation, especially, with the hype of Christmas and everybody's in a giving mood and a shopping type of mood. There's always sales on, so it's really easy to get into that. And whether it's physically going into a store and looking at, impulse items and just picking up this or that, or also looking at how easy it is to purchase things online now, where with a simple, couple of clicks of a mouse, you can have a lot of debt onto your Visa.
Zawiski says there's ways to help people reduce that debt, starting with an assessment of not only your bills and expenses, but also of the debt itself.
Look at who it's owed to, and if it's just on a general credit card or if it's a store-specific card, you have to really look at what the interest rate is on those things, because they can be very high, upwards of 20% or more.
Zawiski also says a good option for many people is a line of credit. It allows for the consolidation of the debt and often has a lower interest rate.
Really what it comes down to is getting education about it, whether it's sitting down talking with a professional. There's also plenty of good material out there via books or the internet that a person can look at, and really looking at what is going to be the right strategy for you.
The best way to avoid all the stress of Christmas debt, though, is to clear up current debts and avoid the situation year after year.
A really good way to do it is to evaluate over, say, a month period, how much am I spending on what? Of course, there's items that have to be paid for, like a mortgage and bills and that sort of thing, groceries, etc. But there is a lot of times people will find a lot of discretionary expenses out there that they can cut back on, whether it's going out for dinner, whether it's going to the movies or what have you. There's a lot of areas where even if you do it one less time per month, that can add up quite significantly over the year, and that can be put towards your savings for next Christmas.
And while some recommend cutting up charge cards, Zawiski says that might be extreme. He, instead, recommends moderation.
If credit cards are a major issue, then maybe it helps to only have one credit card. And that way it can be easily focused on as far as, I know how much is on this credit card and what the rate is and how to pay it off. Where people get into a lot of trouble is if they take on a couple different credit cards, they have store credit cards, and all of a sudden then it becomes much tougher to manage. So I don't know if I'd recommend cutting up credit cards or freezing credit cards, but bring it down to one or maybe a maximum of two.
With debt on the rise, it's possible to start the new year right by reducing debt and setting up a plan to help prevent the stress from it in the future. For Go Central, I'm Lex Engel.